everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Nicole. So this next cutscene is on October 10th, and I'm just gonna jump right into it. So this is why Jeff wanted my number so badly. To text me orders. Assistant, I require your presence at the town pharmacy this afternoon. Be punctual. This has to be, like, the third time I've read this text over. It seems like a harmless request, but if I know Jeff, it's probably going to be anything but harmless. I sigh. Should I do it? I'm done with class for today, and I don't have much else planned. Fine. I guess I can go. I mean, what's the worst Jeff can do if I don't? On second thought, I probably shouldn't think too hard about that. So, I'm supposed to head to the pharmacy in town, huh? I think I passed by it a few times when I was out and about. I should be able to find it, no problem. What is the problem is I'm still not too sure about this whole being Jeff's assistant thing. It almost feels like I'm cheating my way to an A. I know Jeff is only going to talk me up to Professor Garver, but it still feels wrong. I should be earning the A, not bribing unhinged lab assistants for it. But this isn't too much of an advantage, right? And it's not like it just landed in my lap. I don't see anyone else on their way to the pharmacy. I'm totally earning this. I just have to keep telling myself that. I decide to head straight to the pharmacy from my classroom. I'm already dressed, so there's no reason to stop by my room. After passing by the school gates, I stroll into town. Now, where exactly did I see the pharmacy before? I think it was close to the convenience store? Maybe? Now that I think about it, do I pass the pharmacy on the way to the part-time job? It's as good of a bet as any. I don't have any better leads. Might as well go with my gut. To my luck, it actually pays off. Halfway down my regular route, I spot the pharmacy just down the street. Shopping carts are pushed to the side of the glass doors, and there are ads and other local advertisements taped to the windows. The inside of the pharmacy is pretty nice. It's clean with white linoleum flooring. At the front is where all the registers are, and past that are the shelves of random household merch. To the very, very back is medicine counter where people get their goods. I like how Jeff didn't tell me where he'd be in the pharmacy. Like I'm psychic or something. But I can figure it out. I should just get in touch with him. Easy. I try to call him from the front of the store, looking around as I do in case he manages to pass by me. The good news is that the call connects. The bad news is that it goes straight to Jeff's voicemail. Wow, did he hang up on me? At least I know it's on, and Jeff's alive. I guess he's in the middle of something? I can't imagine what it'd be. But, whoa, hello there. Apparently he's not busy enough to be unable to text me, too. Go to the back, his text message says. Well, mystery solved. Looks like Jeff is near the drugs. I really should have seen that coming. I pass through the aisles until I get to the back counter. It's completely partitioned off from the rest of the store by a counter and a glass sheet that nearly reaches the ceiling. If I look through it, I can see the word pharmacy on the wall. There's a doorway built where I can see the stocked shelves of the back room, but that's not more noticeable than the person working at the counter. Jeff's standing behind one of the openings of the partition, right in the middle of speaking with a customer. His eyes acknowledge that I'm there as he continues to chat. I don't really mind. If he's behind the counter, it must be part of his job. I had no idea he worked here. I thought the pharmacy was just some arbitrary decision. I take a seat on a chair to the side. Standing around will just look totally awkward, and it's a lot comfier to check roller out this way. Ooh, cool. A DIY for tie-dye shorts. Totally saving that for the summer season. I don't finish the tutorial before the customer leaves. Eventually, out of the corner of my eye, I see the customer part from the counter with a white baggie in hand. Looks like Jeff is all free now. I stand to my feet and pocket my phone. I can already feel his full attention on me. Hey, Jeff. Assistant. Jeff nods at me from the other side of the counter. Excellent job arriving so promptly. You only prove I have excellent taste when it comes to picking subordinates. I think that's supposed to be a compliment. Thank you? I haven't done anything like this before, but how hard can it be, right? Oh, it'll be hard. I wouldn't need to hire you if it was easy. Alright, he's got a point there. Way to harsh my mellow, Jeff. It's almost like you want me to hate doing this. I don't care about how you personally feel being my assistant, as long as you do an acceptable job with it. However, I didn't call you here for an evaluation. I wanted to talk more in depth about that potion I mentioned before. Ah, so we're finally getting into the deets of what Jeff's aiming to make. I lean in curiously, but go so far that I accidentally bump my forehead against the glass. Hold on. I jump down to my haunches, so my face is level with a small opening for hands. Ha! I am so clever. Okay, hit me. Jeff's voice drops to a whisper. Assistant, while I do enjoy how much of a fool you're making of yourself. Jeff's eyes move as though they're spotting something behind me, and I slowly turn in place to see that there's another customer waiting in line. I must look like I'm trying to squeeze my head through this opening right now. That's not normal. Quickly, I straighten up and do my best to act like I'm not completely embarrassed out of my mind. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't know you were there. I shuffle out of the way and to the side again. As I do so, I hear Jeff call after me using his fake nice voice of his. Nicole, I'll be on break right after this. Okay, I'll be, around. After that, there's no way I'm staying where that customer can see me. I'll just window shop the aisles. That should be a good time waster. Plus, I can hide away until the coast is clear. But all they have here are pills and syrups and more pills. I should have expected it when I decided to wander the aisles for non-prescriptive medication. But still, boring. I wonder if I should stock up on ibuprofen while I'm here. You know, because of Jeff. Good one, me. No, seriously, working for Jeff sounds like it's going to be a real headache. Just keep telling yourself that you're doing it for the A. Nicole, do it for the A. But since ibuprofen's on the brain, I pick up one of the more generic bottles and take a look. I don't know what I was expecting besides a list of complicated ingredients and directions. How does anyone manage to spend time in a pharmacy? Oh, that's right. They don't. I place the bottle back onto the shelf and turn to see someone else is checking out the medications. Oh, I know this person. Ted, is that you? Ted turns to look as he hears me. He's my superior at the convenience store I work part-time at. He could be a little rough when it comes to social interaction, but he's a nice guy. Hey, it's nice to see you. Likewise, I suppose. I didn't expect to see you here, Nicole. He waves the bottle he's holding. You know if there are any cheaper ones than this one? I ain't looking to pass up a deal if I can help it. Wow, classic Ted. I lean in to take a look at what this cheapskate's holding. Oh, cough medicine. Are you feeling sick? Ain't for me. It's for my pa. He's been under the weather since yesterday, and we're fresh out of the cough syrup back home. I can't remember what brand he gets. Even if I did, I bet my britches he picks up some name brand when there are perfectly fine, cheaper alternatives. Ted crosses his arms like there's no arguing with him. There usually isn't, but it's mainly because he's so darn stubborn that he won't listen to a word you say. I guess we could scope out all the prices and compare. All of these? That sounds like it'd waste so much time. Hey, it's not like you had any better ideas. Ted arches a brow. He's about to say something, but he just falls silent. Then he just appears plain angry. I was only saying... Not you. Ted shakes his head at me. I just noticed there's a snake in the grass. Wait, what does he mean by that? I turn to see what Ted's looking at, and there's Jeff leaning a shoulder against the aisle like he's amused by what he sees. My assistant, the company you keep. You did seem like the type to pick up a stray dog on the side of the road. Who you callin' a dog? As Ted advances on Jeff, I step in between the two of them with my hands held out. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that there's some bad blood here. Hey, maybe we shouldn't beat each other up in the middle of the pharmacy? I like that idea. I ain't the one asking for a fight. I was only making an observation. Jeff inches behind me and stables his hands on my shoulders like a frightened child. Can you believe it, assistant? How terrible he acts towards me. I only wanted to be his friend, but it's hard to be friends with someone who yells all the time, don't you think? I don't yell. I don't think pointing out that he just did will help the situation very much. And we ain't friends. Never have been and never will. You've been busting my chops ever since the day we met. And wasn't that a wondrous day? Wait, I'm confused. Are you guys friends or are you not? We are. We aren't. The two of them answer near simultaneously. How do you happen to be acquainted to the cowboy assistant? Jeff leans in and sniggers in my ear. That's my nickname for him, if you hadn't guessed. Clever, would you not agree? It is both fitting and utterly ridiculous. Oh, I get it. Like the cowboys from the South. I flinch as Ted leers angrily in my direction. Sorry, but it was a little funny. But anyway, Ted and I work at the convenience store together. You can call him my boss. That's right. And Nicole unfortunately knows you because... Jeff lets go of my shoulders so he can stand beside me. Nicole happens to be my assistant. Assistant? An assistant is someone who... I know what a dang assistant is. Ah, my mistake. I wasn't sure if you were introduced to that level of vocabulary just yet. I have to say, I'm impressed. Ted's nostrils flare up, and for a moment, I think he's going to explode. But he takes a deep, tense breath and relaxes. You know what? I actually don't give a hoot anymore. I have my own things to take care of, so leave me alone. I'll see you at work, Nicole. Take care of yourself. Ted pointedly stares at Jeff, then stomps off to look at the cold medicine again. Man, just watching the exchange wore me out. Couldn't you have been a little nicer to him? Me? Are you suggesting I was being otherwise? Don't tell me that was you being nice. Definitely not. But it wouldn't be fun to admit it right off the bat like that. Can we just talk about the potion now, pretty please? If we don't, I think I'm gonna go crazy. Yes, excellent thinking. My break is limited, and I will be kept busy afterwards. Jeff wrinkles his nose in distaste. A shame, but anyway, yes, the potion I want to create. Tell me, assistant, do you know of the chemical oxytocin? No, I haven't heard of that before. What does it do? It's a hormone we mammals create. And for what it does many things, but the most central and well-known is its role in attachment. By attachment, you mean, like, getting close to someone? In every aspect of the word, yes. Familial, sexual, platonically, oxytocin is released when we participate in behaviors that reinforce this sort of bonding. What I aim to do is create a potion that it mimics this effect. Jeff raises his arms into the air as though he's about to make a proclamation to the heavens. Perhaps even a The moment he starts screaming, I leap forward and plant a hand over his loud mouth. Thank goodness there aren't many people near us besides Ted, and he seems hellbent on ignoring anything that comes out of Jeff's mouth. Inside voice, Jeff, okay? I wait until I get a nod of the head before I step back. My apologies. I tend to lose myself when it comes to alchemy. I'm usually much more contained. Jeff loosens his collar and clears his throat. Thank you, assistant. It wouldn't do to reveal my hand to the world quite like that. Yeah, you're telling me. Though, really, is there any easy way to tell people that you have a fake personality and your real one is actually kind of weird? Anyway, you want to make a potion that makes people like you. Am I following you? That is correct. And is that even something you can make? Do you doubt me? I hold up a hand and pinch my index finger and my thumb together. Just a bit. It sounds too good to be true. If something like that could be made, I think it would have been made already. True. The motive is there. However, is the passion, the genius. No. Where others have failed, I will succeed. I am a modern-day alchemist. Inside voice. I quickly remind him before he gets out of hand again. I've got to say, the way he goes on about this makes me buy that he can really make a potion. Genius will not be silenced, but for the sake of secrecy, I will do as you say. Jeff removes the folded piece of blue-lined notebook paper from his pocket. I have been formulating a recipe for this potion for quite some time now. If I want to conduct the most perfect synthesis, these are the ingredients I will require. Ooh, it's like a little envelope. Of course, you learn that in beginner's level origami. Even I know how to do that one. Carefully, I slide out the top flap of the paper envelope and then start unfolding it from there. Jeff's handwriting is all chicken scratchy, like a doctor's, but I can still make it out. Midnight Trome flower nectar, Optunia, pure salt, ginger roots, cream, strawberries, mint? To taste. Jeff adds that, noticing how weirded out I sound by the last 3 ingredients. Well, okay, the last 3 should be easy, and it shouldn't be too hard to find the ginger and salt, but do the first 2 really exist? They certainly do. At least, they should. Where did you get this ingredient list anyway? Research. Yeah, but where were you researching? That would be my little secret, but it is as you said. I have no trouble finding the last 3 items. The other 2 shouldn't be too difficult either. But as for the nectar and the Optunia, I haven't the foggiest clue where to find them. It is so irksome to be so close and yet at a standstill. This is why I require the assistant service. Perhaps you will be the final push I need to make it past this. Right. About that. If you have no clue where to find these, what makes you think I will? Because frankly, I don't even know where to start searching for these. You're a decently intelligent girl. Surely you can think of something. Easy for you to say. I read over Jeff's list of ingredients one more time. Midnight Trome flower nectar and Optunia. It's no use. I don't have any idea where to find either of these 2. I bet someone outdoorsy would know. These things sound like stuff you'd find in nature, but who would be knowledgeable about that kind of stuff? Well, that and have a good head on their shoulders in general. Wait, don't I know someone like that? Jeff, would you consider Ted to be the outdoorsy type? Cowboy? Now that you mention it, he does seem like your typical Boy Scout. I seem to recall him mentioning camping once or twice. Hey, if he's willing to put himself through a camping trip, he must like the outdoors at least a little bit. Maybe I should ask Ted. But I don't know, would Jeff think that's a good idea? It's ultimately up to him, as much as I hate to admit it. So this is another one where 2 answers are correct in a way, but then one of them isn't. So there's just ask Ted, let Jeff handle it on his own, and ask Jeff about your idea. So since this is Jeff asking, I'm going to be doing his option first, and then I'll do another separate video with the rollback, like I did before. So for Jeff, you're going to want to do ask Jeff about your idea. I think I have an idea, but I'm not so sure about it. An idea is still an idea. What is it? I know you and Ted don't exactly get along, but I was thinking that since he's right there, and you said it yourself that he's the type to know about the outdoorsy things, Jeff picks up on what I'm trying to say before I even finish my train of thought. That we should ask him about the flower. Brilliant, assistant. I couldn't have put it better myself. Do you think he'll help us? After everything you just said to him, I have a hard time believing it. Pish posh. You underestimate the soft, mushy kindness that lies in the pit of that cowboy's heart. You simply crack open the hard exterior, and he's like putty in your hands. Jeff gestures for me to follow after him as he takes the lead toward Ted. He looks like he's about ready to leave, but before he's out of the aisle, Jeff places a few fingers into his mouth and lets out a piercing whistle. Ow, seriously? At least it catches Ted's attention. What the hell do you want now? He has one eye closed, cringing in pain, and his hands are held loosely over his ears. Settle down, cowboy. Believe it or not, I actually came here to ask for your help, which I might add was thanks to my assistant here. Jeff gestures at me, standing right behind him. Unlike me, she seems to have faith in your intelligence. We will see now if it is unfounded. Every word I hear coming out of your fancy pants mouth makes me want to turn around and go. But if Nicole thinks I can help you out, well, it wouldn't be very polite of me to turn it down. Just saying you're lucky she's asking is all. Ted gives a small smile in my direction. Aw, I'll take it. I was just going with my gut. Have you ever heard of either a midnight trome flower or a petunia? Ted hums unsurely as he takes in the names. That second thing don't ring any bells, but the flower name sounds familiar. A midnight trome flower. I ain't positive, but can't you find those in the school's arboretum? It's truly that close by? I raise a hand. Wait, what's an arboretum? Jeff gives me a look like I'm a kid that's just interrupted the adults talking. Nicole, very well. If I must, it's the responsibility of every good superior to make sure their assistants are kept up to speed. An arboretum is simply a place where plants that will be studied are cultivated and grown. Consider it a type of outdoor museum for plants. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I do think I've come across the name of one of the signs in there. Wow, if Ted's right, that could be a huge lead. However, Jeff doesn't seem as impressed as I am. Not as useful as Nicole suggested, but somewhat. I suppose you have proved your poses at least a grade schooler's level of intelligence. Before Ted can shoot back a retort, Jeff holds up a finger, then quietly heads to the section of the shelf to pick up a bottle of cold medicine. Here you are. He tosses it toward Ted, and the other boy barely reacts in time to catch it. Hey, you were looking for the best deal on cold medicine, correct? It's that one. Not the cheapest, but it is potent. The one you hold now is cheaper, but it'll take longer for your father to get better. Well, if there's one thing you're good for, it's knowing your stuff about medicine. Ted hands over the cheap stuff and takes the bottle that Jeff threw at him. That all? You done with me? You're free to leave. Thanks for the help, Ted. Yeah, don't mention it. Good luck with whatever it is. Ted gives a final wave before he takes off to the registers. Once he's finally gone, Jeff turns to me with a satisfied smile on his face. That's that, then. We head to the school arboretum immediately. But Ted didn't sound too sure if the flower was there or not. What if it isn't? Ah, Nicole, my dumbfounded, if darling assistant. It will definitely work out in the end. Do not fear. I'm super skeptical, but it won't do to have Jeff be the optimistic one around here. Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't psych ourselves out yet. But how much longer do you have for your break? Jeff takes a look down at his watch. I was supposed to be back about 2 minutes ago. That's not good. I suppose that's my cue to take my leave. I will formulate a time and date for the exploration and inform you accordingly. For now, this is goodbye. And like that, Jeff heads to the back counter again, leaving me all alone in the cold medicine aisle. So, he wants to make a potion that can make people like you. It sounds amazing, but can adding all of these ingredients together in some magical pot really work? Well, whether it works or not, all I need to do is help out Jeff. I get Mr. Garver to like me, he gets to do his alchemy thing, and everyone wins. At least, if I can believe him. And I'm going to end it here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more, just click the eye at the top and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.